Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Maharani comes Marimasu. Kamurogi Kamuromi no Mikoto Mochite Sumemi Oya Kamu Izanagi no Mikoto Tsukushi no Imuka no Tachi Hana no Odono Ahagi Harani Misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru
arai dono o kami tachi moro moro no magakoto tsumi kegare o arai tamai kiyome tamai toma o sukoto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorosu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no uchi koma no mimi furi tatete kikoshi metse to kashikomi mo maosu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Oshie mi oyanu shino kami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Oshie mi oyanu shino kami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Om Nagara Tamati Haemate Kam Nagara Tamati Haemate
Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining evermore brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving your grace. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and believe your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your grace. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
Obrigado mesmo, Márcio.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teaching. Soul polishing. Even diamond, so highly treasured as a dull as sand pebbles until polished to their much appreciated luster. Spiritual cleansing occurs in the physical world when people come together, both the good and the bad, to polish each other's souls. Those purified in body and spirit can pass through times of great tribulation with much ease. You cannot judge conclusively if someone or something is good or evil. In the eyes of God, even evil has a purpose. As a matter of fact, the polishing of your soul, your spiritual training and cleansing are a result of the dark forces. Dark forces make you suffer. And in the training that ensues, your soul is getting polished. Therefore, forces are like rubbing stones that train and cleanse good people. To make a good sword in olden times, a smith first thrust the raw metal into a hot fire. Once it had softened sufficiently from the heat, he withdrew the metal, hammered on it while it was still hot, and then thrust it into cold water. This process was done over and over again until the raw material had been forged into a beautiful, powerful sword. The same process applies to our own lives. Who hasn't had to face the hot fires of criticism, the hammering of persecution, and the cold waters of rejection? Since ancient times, those who have accomplished truly great things have suffered unusual hardships, like the forging of a sword. The spiritual explanation is that the greater a person's mission is to be, the harder are the trials first endured. So, we should be grateful for all difficult experiences.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters evening service. Thank you also for continuing praying for world peace and for all victims of wars, natural and man-made disasters. This evening, I want to share this faith experience with you. It's from João Pedro Costa Bedino from Teresina, Piauí, Brazil. João Pedro is 17 years old. He's been a member of our church since he was 5, when he received the child locket, Choco, in order to help his mother with house expenses and start his professional life. A couple of years ago, João Pedro took some job tests. He was called for several interviews. When he was approved in the initial phase, discovered that it was an advertising for high-cost private professionalizing courses. He reported the situation to his minister, who advised him to make even more effort to serve the divine work. Until then, his dedication was being as an official during monthly services. Consequently, the minister suggested for him to give service once a week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Following the guidance received, he began to dedicate at the Johrei Center with his mother on Wednesdays, helping whatever was necessary. In November of 2021, he received a call from the Human Resources Department of a company requesting his attendance to fill vacancies in a youngster's apprentice program, as he's still in high school. Discouraged, thinking it was just one more course being offered, John Pedro asked the recruiters to call his mother, who in turn encouraged him to participate in the selection process. He took it, and they told him to wait for a future contact. After just 3 days, no longer had any hope of being called for the position. After dedicating as an officiant the Johrei Center's November appreciation service, he noticed that he had missed calls of his cell phone. Minutes later, another call came in. It was the company he applied for, communicating his approval to work as a technical assistant in a clothing industry. Don Pedro realized that when we commit ourselves to serving the divine work, dedicating with sincerity, waiting for the right time, we are graced and surrounded by the great love of God and Meishu-sama. Upon receiving his first salary, Don Pedro materialized his gratitude through a special donation, with his heart filled with joy. He has now committed to further serving the divine work, always seeking to make himself available so that he can be utilized in the best possible way. He's very thankful to God and Meishu-sama, as well as to his minister, for the guidance given, and to his mother, who always supported him and indicated the best path for him to take. Thank you very much for attending this evening service and for listening to this faith experience. Wish you a most wonderful evening.
This brings to a conclusion this evening service. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we wish you a very blessed evening.